guys, Nananki here, bringing you another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about Medic and playing offensively, too offensively, when to shy back, be more careful, and then sometimes I can't help myself and I end up just being suicidally offensive at times, and sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't. You know, when you get that fight or flight instinct, as a Medic, more often than not, you're probably better off flighting, getting out of there. But sometimes you make your way behind the front line for no particular reason because you don't have a lot of Uber to lose. If you do lose it, it's not a big risk to your team, and you can sometimes meet up with a teammate who is also behind the front line, and you can randomly cut into him and do some random damage. You see me like sidestepping grenades and rockets there and hoping for the best, and who comes around behind me but my teammate there, Mr. Froop. And paid off healing him because we ended up blockading the stairs to the roof, which, as you know, on Badwater is a critical point to hold, or lose, as the case can be. And I've so almost got this crits ready, and I want him to come with me and get ammo and back off, but unfortunately he did not. He died, and I'm just kind of running for my life there, and who do I come face to face with? Another Pyro, and then there's another Pyro. So I do my absolute best to kind of kite this guy, and I thought I actually had a pretty good angle on him. I think if not for that second Pyro, I might have had the first one, and enough health to get to that health pack. The second guy was not silly enough, I should say, to chase me directly. He actually ran off ahead of me. And I'm not sure what that demo was going to do, because there was nothing built behind us. I could tell him. There's no tellies or anything. There's nothing back there. But, you know, still not going to let him just go have his way with the back line. No good comes to that. And I see a demo man trapped in a corner. I'm like, you know what, never mind. He has good aim. I'm not going to try that again. And I'm glad I backed off when I did, because that other demo man bouncing toward me with a ham probably would have smacked me in the face if I'd been any closer, and sure enough, he would have killed me with as low a health as I had. So right here, I had to decide heal or kill, and healed for a moment. I did get the swing. As you saw, I got 25% Uber off that. I was very pleased, because building Uber off Uber Saw swings is the whole reason to have the Uber Saw equipped. Otherwise, why would you have a weapon that doesn't decreased swing time, or I mean increased duration between swings, I should say. So why not Uber a Scout? I say go for it, and whoever's in the front is generally who I Uber. If it's the Pyro, great. If it's the Scout, whatever. I'll Uber whoever needs it the most. And again, I'm behind the front line, and it's like, well, here's a good position to harass people from, and nobody can really chase you up the stairs there as a Medic around those corners. Even a Scout is pretty hard-pressed to find the right angle, and sure enough, here comes my team out of nowhere, and I was like, I don't even have to keep running. Here comes my team. So I was in a perfect position to help people, just by being right in the midst of the front line, and a kind of out-of-the-way spot that's, you know, a thorn in the side of anybody who wants to dislodge me from it. And you know the rule of Pyros, just keep running. Just stay out of range as a Medic. There's no reason to get in the range of a Pyro you see coming. Always maintain range around corners. Always take the long path around edges if you can, to have as much distance between you and potential enemies as possible. Because especially once you've got above, you know, 60% Uber, you want to hang on to that. You want to be able to use that Uber for the good of the team. I noticed they probably have a teleporter on the roof because of where that demo was standing, but I was like, well, I'll just pull out the Uber Saw on the off chance there happens to be somebody standing right there on the stairs when I come around the corner. I saw a good opportunity, I thought, to help that spy kill that sniper, because, you know, I just do so love killing the snipers, but instead it became a run for my life as I fleed from the demo man. Luckily, he was not kind of going in front of me with his stickies. He was going where I was at that moment, which, you know, doesn't really pay dividends. So once again, I'm running from people, and as I was talking about, you can't really chase people up the stairs. Of course, coming down the stairs is a whole different matter. And despite having as low health as I had, I really thought I had a good shot at getting away here, but then I have Girardi on me and a soldier, and yeah, there's just no getting out of that. I'm utterly surrounded by that junction. But it's okay. We held the front line for a really long time, and there was a spy around here somewhere. I thought for sure he was going to run and try to hide behind the dispenser or something, because that's probably what I would have done, and I'd have been dead for it. So another opportunity to help a teammate when you don't see the guy who you would like to heal. Best thing you can do is just go after the guy who's going to kill him. And if there's nobody else to heal, overheal the sniper. I mean, you know, why not? At that particular moment, he's getting shot by the demo, and if he has a full heal and an overheal, you know, he can get another snipe maybe before he gets blown to smithereens. I want to make sure nobody went up the right-hand side of the cart without getting somewhat harassed, because it's just too easy to push the cart up to the point and get it without being harassed by the sentry gun by hiding behind the cart. And so here is the dance of rocket avoidance. I'm going right, I'm going left, I'm going right, I'm hoping for the best, I'm crossing my fingers, everything worked out for the best, hooray! So same thing here, kind of crossing my fingers, like they're chasing a spy. They didn't expect a random Medic shooting blood slugger needles at him. So even though I had crit needles right there, there's nobody to shoot. I was like, ah. So I'm pretty sure that's a spy. Pretty sure that's several blue guys. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to push forward anymore. I've got enough Uber that I'd rather just back off and head back to my team rather than push forward into blue territory, exclusively blue-held territory. There's no way I'm going to find a random teammate back there. It's not like the roof and behind the roof, which is like an ancillary area. It's pretty linear, this stretch. And of course, like Hitch the Headshot, already mostly around the corner. But of course, you're not really where you think you are. In Team Fortress 2, you're always a hair of a moment behind, and catching people as they go around corners is pretty possible when you're playing Sniper, and it's like side stabs that look like they're in front of you. It's like, well, not from the spy's perspective. Here's another fight with a soldier, but I had an overheal going into it, and a little health pack in that room, and I was fairly confident that I was going to be able to get him. Even though he gets 15 health back per rocket shot, I still was like, I'm going for it. You can see it doesn't take much for me to decide to go for it, though, does it? Like this demo man here, who practically didn't see me. In fact, I thought he didn't see me, and then there was a sniper behind me, and I turned to fight him thinking maybe the demo wasn't in the fight with me yet. He was still focused on other things. No, he hammed me in the back of the head. But of course, the priority, always when you've got a legitimate heal target in the vicinity, is to heal. No matter how offensive you want to be, you're almost always better off topping off all the surrounding teammates, spies included, because it helps tremendously to be able to get through the front line if you're overhealed going into the whole situation. I can't count how many times that's made the crucial difference for me, and I thought for sure that Pyro was going to be like right there, but he had already back off, I guess maybe to chase the spy. Who knows? The important thing was that he was not right there on the corner when the soldier went around the corner, because he probably would have caught the flamethrower in the face, maybe blown himself up. I don't think he had a full overheal yet at that point. Maybe he would have just blown him away, because having a medic on you really does kind of give you the ability to not have to worry so much about being reflected and so forth. I got to assume here that he's low on ammo, and so at this point I've been healing this guy for the better part of half this Uber build, and I want to give him the Uber, but I also don't want to leave this guy not healed. So the moment I get him to full health, basically, I see the incoming stickies and I pop the Uber on the soldier, but of course he had backed off as soon as he saw the stickies, and so most of the Uber was just burned on the corner. Unfortunately, we didn't really go anywhere with it, and that frustrates me when that happens. Even if I don't manage to push through a corner as a medic, usually I like to try to have myself in a position where I can try to keep even going beyond that point, even though, like I said earlier, it's pretty linear, that section, and there's not really anywhere to go, except if you're working all the way back to their spawn, and they've already captured that point on that corner, and you manage to get up into that side attic area, you usually can work your way back by jumping over that little space without getting too much notice from people headed to the front line. That is, of course, allowing for teleporters and so forth. And it's usually the path I take as a spy to go take out teleporters, or sometimes as other classes if I have a good opportunity to. And once again, I'm running into Fruip here, and once again, Fruip needs health. And I'm almost got an Uber, and all Fruip has to do is literally wait with me for like 5 more seconds, and I will have an Uber for Fruip. And luckily, this time we actually did get it. He's already turned around to chase somebody else, and I'm like, well, you know what, I'm kind of dedicated to this point. There's no more red guys in the area. I'm just going to give it to Fruip, cross my fingers, back away from the mini-sentry, because I couldn't be in a position to heal him, be safe from rockets and grenades and the mini-sentry and everything else at once. And as you can see, that heavy was glowing blue, and he dropped down from the right, which means, of course, they've got a teleporter up there, among other things. And Spy taking out half my teammates. I've got one soldier left to heal, and low health for that matter, so I made a V-line right for it. Luckily, we do have another medic. He's using the vaccinator, so that's good for particular types of defense in particular moments. But so often around the cart, it's such a focal point for the entire team. You've got all 3 types of damage incoming simultaneously. So picking the most predominant one in the area, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's almost like a dice roll, almost. And there's another example of, you know, heal somebody who's going for a suicidal maneuver, because you never know, you might give them 1 extra second of life, just enough to be able to get that extinguisher swing on the heavy and take him out, even though he was killed by the mini-sentry a quarter of a second later, half a second later. And I couldn't follow him any further either, for that matter. And bouncing grenades, always fun, because depending on how they bounce, they can have as much velocity as you running. So running backwards does you no good. In fact, usually you've got to run forward in those situations, and I'm giving the demo the Uber, hoping he's going to take out the stuff in the attic, because I know that's where their telly is. And we are headed up there, but we headed the long way, and he ran from us, and I was like, you know what, this is an opportunity. I'm going for their spawn. I'll take out the telly if the demo man did not want to, you know, sticky jump up into the window there. So there's some random blue guy stuck on the sign, perhaps, I don't know. He might have been there the whole round for all I know. And I did get it. I did get the damn telly. With 73 health after the first swing and about to regen a tick, I got killed by that sniper. But in the intervening 30 seconds, they could not get to the point. So No time left. I'm like, I will pull out my Uber Saw, anticipating a quick end, and all of a sudden, half their team is on the cart out of nowhere. And so I just kind of went on a little rampage. I did get 2 kills in that mix, and I thought I got that last swing, but I didn't. But I still retreated at that point because I'm like, I'm not pushing my luck. All of a sudden, there's 6 of them on the cart. We need to deal with this, or they might actually take out the gun there on the corner because there's a demo man with them. And there's the demo man, and there's the pyro, and everybody's dead now. And Uber on the cart and in overtime for the win. High five, world. I don't think anybody high fives me. I just stand here and everybody runs off to kill the blue guys. Like, really? You do that after every round. Come high five me. That's okay, I'll just fly through the buildings. I love that. When you go back to the spawn for the start of the next level, the intervening space is covered in an instant. When you replay it back on a demo file, it takes a second or two for some reason. Very strange, very strange. So you can see I'm using the kritzkrieg here at the beginning of this round on defense, and I don't like to pop the crits right off the bat because usually it just hits an Uber, or you end up with everybody hating out and spawn until it's over with. And even if you kill their entire team, they're just going to respawn all together in 8 seconds. So, you know, I'd rather stall them out in the middle of this area if possible, but then very quickly I ran out of people to heal. Except for this guy who, if he had backed up with me, he'd have been in a good position, I think, to use this crits, but as it was, he ran out to the left, and if I followed him, I'm reasonably certain I'd have been killed by that heavy. So I'm healing snipers at this point, and I'm not giving a crits to a sniper, and he just got sniped at that. So this was an example of, well, hindsight's 20/20. Maybe I should have given that crits to the demo in the instant I had an opportunity to. I don't know, and I was thinking about giving it to a pyro, but I was like, I don't know about that. And here comes this guy coming the other direction. I'm like, yeah, I know all of my teammates died. That's certainly not one of my teammates. Nobody else even shot at him. That was the great thing there. So we've got a soldier. You know, obviously crit rockets are hard to beat. So I fired this off on him without even seeing what was around the corner. Obviously, with that many people on the cart, I knew there was going to be a whole mess of people. So I healed him the best I could. I ended up backing up right into a soldier. No opportunity to go anywhere between a heavy and a soldier. Maybe if I had backed out toward this direction where I am now, the spawn, that would have been the way to go, because there are 3 directions there. I chose poorly. So, you know, there's a heavy. He's a heal priority over just about anything else, because of course he gets the biggest overheal, and I'm always using a weapon with overheal. Medigun with an overheal, that is to say, because it's invaluable. I can't stand using the quick fix for that very reason. Without an overheal, your medicing is practically cut in half. Like right there, he might not have been all the way dead, but he was pretty awfully close to 50%, and with a no overheal, that means, you know, he would have been dead, or very close to it. So here we have Warwolf, and, you know, firing off the crits on the cart, sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's like that, and you don't really actually get anybody. Because the pyro kind of hung back, and then you end up in the line of fire. So I come out of the telly, and I'm stuck on this loft, and rather than jump off, I decided to push my luck and just keep shooting Bloodslogger needles at people. And I'm getting support from below, you see rockets upcoming and so forth, but I'm still up here by myself at this point, and I'm still thinking I've got a pretty good shot against a Senji win. Here comes the soldier, and of course, like I always say, as soon as you've got a real heal partner to work with, abandon your soloing, you know, abandon your battle medicing, and immediately just start healing people. And I was pretty sure I merged through that guy, and I was reasonably sure he was not a spy. I think I looked at him twice afterward, like, I don't really know if I bumped into you or not. Like, I know I didn't bump into you, but I didn't know if I went close enough to have bumped if he had been an enemy. But he left, one way or the other. And now we're holding the attic, which is lovely, because the attic overlooking the point is very important. And all of a sudden there's an Engie in there? Like, where the hell did he come from? Obviously there was a telly up here somewhere, and I just missed it on the first pass. There it is on the left. It wasn't up when we first came through there, or I would have seen the thing glowing, and I couldn't even believe that Poo-Poo Head there survived. I was very pleased because I had abandoned him to kill the Engie, and I was like, maybe I should have just stayed on the soldier the whole time, but as it worked out in the end, he lived, he got his buff banner, and I knew that I was almost charged, but I didn't think I was quite charged. I called out that there was a spy behind him, but obviously he had people in front of him at the same time, and it's kind of impossible to do both at once. So I died with an Uber, even though I thought I was at 99%, I was at 100%. I should have just popped the damn thing, but I was reasonably sure I should have been able to backpedal from that spy, except for those little stairs there kind of blocked me for longer than I would have liked, and I couldn't get a step on him. So, meh. It happens. I hate dropping Ubers, but, you know, that's a great example of a time when you should watch more closely your Uber percentage than necessarily the spy that's on your screen. Like, there's the spy again, and I thought for sure he almost had circled that heavy fast enough, but, you know, the whole mass of people coming from the cart is enough to finish him off regardless of his attentiveness to the spy. And I believe he was out of ammo anyway, so he needed to retreat one way or the other. And this medic is just brazenly coming straight at us here, and I got him, luckily, and here comes a scout, and I swing a few times at him and manage to get an Uber, and you know what, they're full, but I'm like, you know what, the hell with it, I'm just hitting it. I don't even know where my teammates are, but I'm hitting it. I hit it immediately, just to make sure I didn't get killed in the next shot. And there's a spy. I know he's like right around here somewhere. Obviously, that's not him. He's on our team. I think the pyro was chasing him around in there, but a whole bunch of people just died, and the soldier has no health once again. I'm like, oh, I'm here. I was just running around chasing a spy that's on our team. Sorry. Sorry for my incompetence, sir. I'm back. But it happens. It happens. So if you'll notice now, the cart is being pushed. He's popping a buff banner. He's still focused on defending the attic, but I'm watching the cart. I see it's stopped, and I'm like, at this moment, like, at that speed, it's going in. I need to jump on that thing right now. I don't know if I'm the only one at that moment or not, but of course, once I come out, I see I'm not even close to the only one, and I did hopefully pour enough damage into them that I stopped the thing a little bit sooner. Between the Girardi and the explosives, you know, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. There is a mini-sentry in the little gully there under the bridge, looking up at the point, and anybody who walks in front of the gully is getting shot by it on our team. And I'm trying to find a pyro to heal to kill it. I'm like, oh good, I'm glad you didn't die going for that thing, because I really wanted to keep you alive. And same thing here, I'm trying to like stay on the cart, but not stay next to one of the medics, and just keep the pyros topped off. Because if you can keep the pyros full health, and you can stay physically on the cart, you can guarantee it's not going anywhere, and you can guarantee that the people on the cart are going to die. So I'm on like a hair trigger right here. I saw that demo man charging at me, and honestly, if he had got me with the swing, if the charge had been rightly aimed, I think I was too late with my pop to have saved my own life, but as it happened, he didn't hit me, or if he did, it came too late, and whether I wasted it or not is debatable, but I lived. That's what really matters, right? So I decided my life would be more useful up in the attic, and I didn't even want to waste the time it would take to get health. I figured I would just head straight up there, because I saw people shouting for medic in the attic, right when I got sniped as well. I didn't die from it, luckily. Luckily, crossing my fingers there. But then, again, I saw the spy trying to sneak through, and I was like, I want to oversaw the spy, and left myself utterly open to the pyro. So I come out of spawn, or out of the telly, I should say, and immediately I'm face to face with the pyro. But he died before I could actually get to the point. I did jump off my little perch, though, which was kind of disappointing. I really do like that telly up on that ledge. That's one of my favorite spots to build a telly on this map, on defense. There's not really a better one. And now that there's a mini-sentry up in that window, I want to draw my team's attention to it. If nothing else, when you see a medic shooting at something, you know that he's shooting at something, especially when he stands there unmoving for that amount of time. Like, what's he shooting at? Is it a sentry? You know, again, body language sometimes is as good as calling things out. Some people don't even listen to the voice communication. Some people have their headsets on, set to music, and they have the game volume muted or to such a low level that they can't even hear the voices. So you're better off sometimes conveying things with a combination of body language, the in-game commands for various things, like I know X2 for me is spy, Z2 is thanks. You know, I know those right off the top of my head because they're probably the two I use the most. And so on and so forth. And I believe they might be set to different buttons by default, but, you know what I'm talking about. Because those show up not only as text, but as the characters' voices. And again, I've got a charge, and I'm trying to hold it till the right moment, but I wanted to save the other pyro on my team there, and I couldn't even see what exactly happened in the random Abominomicon explosion, or whatever the book is that causes you to explode when you've died. I don't have that item. It's a cool item, but yeah. Yeah, we ended up holding the attic pretty much the whole time, or as long as was relevant, and you know, so many people stacked up on the cart, we got it. You know, we rolled it back a good 10 feet over the course of that round. I was pretty happy. And you see that soldier there, top of the scoreboard, in no small part, thanks to the mad healing, I think. I'd like to take credit for it, at least, for me. And one more clip from Upward, just because it was amusing. I thought switching between the Bloodslogger, the Medigun, and the Ubersaw. Like, at the beginning here, you see this demo man going for all the NG stuff on the corner, and you need to break that up. Trying to prevent the demo man from killing all the stuff, even though he just killed the sentry. And you see my health there drop pretty low, but I got back a ton of health from Blitzloggering, and when you add it all up, I think I would have been, if not dead, extremely close. And again, I just try to latch onto whichever targets I can to keep everybody else in the immediate vicinity topped off to the best of my ability. And I see my teammates being sniped, and I don't want to be in sniper range, because as you saw right there, that sniper's got his eye in, and that was really close. And so I'm confident the moment we come over the ledge, like, we will make use of this. And obviously the soldier thinks like I do, and he went straight for the sniper. And I was like, you know what, that's cool with me. So I got a random swing on the NG, he goes flying through the air, I fired some random needles, and happened to kill him, and then a sniper helped me take out his gun. So that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Do like it if you liked it, and I will catch you next time. Peace.